I'm gonna clap, sync up, bring this out of the shot. Now we can start. Hey everyone, it's JHsu. Welcome back to the channel. I am starting a new little segment, tentatively called How I Built This. Totally a knockoff from How I Built This with Guy Raz. Awesome podcast from NPR. If you don't listen to it already, I highly recommend it. But basically the idea is once in a while I want to break down some of the projects I've already done with Dance Place, with Orange Grove Dance, other collaborators, other freelance jobs, to give you a better idea of how I went about doing it. These are not in-depth tutorials, but this way, in case you are interested in creating something similar, you have a better place to start off with as far as research, figuring out what to do, that kind of thing. And if you have specific questions, feel free to always leave them in the comments, shoot me a message, email me at jhsudancetech. If you follow me on my personal YouTube or my Instagram and you see something you'd like me to break down, let me know. I'm really excited. This will not be a weekly thing. It'll be as I find projects and I have the mind space to make this, but I'm excited for this, so let's get into it. To start things off, I thought it would be fun to talk through some of my process as a cinematographer for a short dance film I got to be a part of. So before I get into it, here's a short section. So the title, as you saw, is La Tierra de mi Madre, and I probably butchered that, so I'm sorry, but it was by Orange Grove Dance, and I can't show you the whole thing, unfortunately, because we're trying to still potentially get it accepted in some other festivals. But if you're watching this before July 25th, go to this link here, Dance Place's website. We just got accepted into their Dance on Film series, and it will live on their website for a whole week. So go check it out there. If you're seeing this and it's already past July 25th, then go check out Orange Grove's website because it might live there now, or go check out their Vimeo. And as I'm talking, I'll try and show little clips, but I just can't show the entire thing from start to finish. So a little backstory behind this film. The duet you see is actually part of an evening length work the company did called Children of Babel by Orange Grove Dance. And this was like an hour before doors opened and we had some time, and so okay, this is too distracting. I can't play and talk at the same time. Lesson learned. So this is part of an evening length work called Children of Babel, and this is just a small duet within that evening length work. It was around, I think, 50 minutes, I think. This was a couple hours before doors were opening, and we had time to film some content. So we were like, okay, let's make a shot list. Let's get a close-up shot of this, and this. And when we were filming, it was actually more to make a better trailer. We didn't want all the footage to be from back of the house. We wanted to get some more intimate shots to really change it up and make it look more interesting. So that was more what we went into this with. We didn't try to make a short dance film when we were filming this duet. It just happened to turn out that way. It was beautiful. So the light you see them working with was created by our lighting designer, Peter Leibold. He is a wizard, and he made these LED little sticks and even bigger sticks actually that would dance with in the full work, that he could control from the booth. So he could turn it on and off, he could dim it, he could even change colors. It was kind of crazy. And so going into this filming, I knew it was going to be very dark, but it had this really beautiful soft source of light. So I filmed this on my Canon 5D Mark IV 16-35mm, a very wide angle lens, and on my Ronin S gimbal. That's kind of my go-to when it comes to camera movement on my gimbal. Wide angle lenses just give you a lot more leeway when it comes to smoother footage. And because I knew there was a lot of sudden shifts, I didn't want to get too tight because it would be really easy to miss the shot or have them move too much out of frame. So the wider angle also lets me get closer but still get everyone in the shot. And if they move to the side, it's not as big a shift as if I was zoomed in much more on a tighter focal length, like 50 millimeters or something like that. So that's kind of why I decided to use that equipment. And because I knew it was so dark, I decided to manual focus. I didn't want the autofocus to do its own thing because I knew it would lose focus over and over again, and I didn't want to keep trying to tap and like get it to refocus. So I used a pretty high aperture, like I think at least f8 if not more, because I knew I would be moving in and out. I think I might have even been a little bit higher, but I did that because I knew I was going to be manual focus. I couldn't change focus while I'm moving with my gimbal, so I focused on the dancers. I try to kind of keep them in that same frame the entire time. Sometimes it got closer, sometimes it got further away, but for the most part I try to stay the same distance from them. And because I had a higher aperture, I knew I could get away with it, or I hoped I could get away with it. I didn't know I got away with it until we saw the footage later, actually. And actually this was a one take. We filmed it once and that was it, because we had to move on to the next thing. So whew. It also did help, of course, that I knew the duet somewhat. I didn't know it perfectly, but I had seen it enough times in rehearsal that I had an idea of what to expect. And while we were filming it, actually, I think I had Matt behind me to make sure I didn't back up into anything, because it was really dark, as you can see, and I could not look around. I was really focused on my screen. Now, even though this was a one take, if you look carefully, if you're able to watch the film, there are, I think, 2 sections where Matt edited it. So I only filmed it. I did not edit the footage, but talking to Matt, this is more or less straight out of camera, which is really cool. We shot it at full HD 1920 by 1080. He added, I think, some contrasts, a little bit of sharpening, maybe a little boost in the vibrance, but that's basically it. So it turned out really well straight out of camera, and he did 2 cuts to fade things in and out, so if you watch closely you'll notice it, but if you're just kind of casually watching it, you might actually miss it because it's somewhat seamless. Watching it, I think what makes it really striking is all the shadows that are created, and moving in and out of that light. Having Juliana and Robin play with the wood for a long time without the light, and then seeing it transform when they added the light, when we got into a space where it really got dark. And this, I think, actually makes it even more dramatic, because in the performance, as the light spun around, you could see the surroundings more. It would light things up and then go away. But in this, they really are in like a pitch black environment, unless you see the light shining maybe a little bit on the ground. But even when the light shines back toward the back wall, you don't see us. There's a lot of cork on the ground that you don't see. There are all the other beams that are not lit at the moment. And it's just cool how this isolates them so much, and you really see exactly what we want you to see. I got lucky. I was moving around with them as best I could, and I knew kind of when the big shifts were gonna happen, but I wasn't totally sure. So the whole time I was like crouched with my gimbal and like trying to move as smoothly as possible. But when there were big movements, I would like kind of run, squat, and then kind of go with them and move in and out. So this was a really fun one to film. And yeah, honestly, I just got really lucky with this one. Like, I think if I wanted to, I would have done maybe 2 or 3 more takes, but I don't know if I would have gotten anything this good. That's it for this video, everyone. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the film, if you got to watch it. Let me know what you think about this format in general, if you'd like to see more of these. I think I'll do at least a couple more, maybe some editing ones or animation ones. I always love hearing and learning about how people actually created something, so that's kind of what inspired this new video format and series. So make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button so you know when new videos come out, and I'll see you next time. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's so awkward with this mic in the way.